One thing about me is I'm disabled as hell. And I've been on a lot of job interviews. I went to a nonprofit that literally had people with disabilities in the name of the nonprofit. So I was really excited for this job interview. I go to the job interview and there's a flight of stairs. I'm like, what the hell? And then the HR person is like, oh, yeah, nobody really uses the elevator. And I'm like, but you're a nonprofit for people with disabilities. And then she awkwardly laughed and was like, yeah, I know. And I was really uncomfortable. So it took forever for us to get to the actual job interview because nobody knew where the elevator was. So I was really nervous by the time we got to the interview boardroom. And then I faced all the people in there and they were super awkward as well because they weren't expecting an actual disabled person to roll through the job interview. And it was super weird because the boardroom wasn't accessible. And I was like, what the heck? And then it was just a really awkward interview because nobody was expecting an actual disabled person to roll through the door. So it was very awkward. I was very upset. And then I knew I wasn't going to get the job anyway, so I said, it's not like it's super important to make a nonprofit for people with disabilities actual accessible for the disabled community. And the woman who was interviewing me laughed awkwardly and was like, yeah, you got us there. And I never got a call back for that interview. What a surprise. And I was like, yeah, I know. I should have been called back. But people are like, why didn't you disclose that you were disabled as hell before the job interview? And I'm like, if I disclose that I have a very physical disability, I don't get called for said job interview. And unfortunately, I have lots of stories like this, and most disabled people do. So let's make change about accessibility in the workforce, please, especially taking away virtual options for disabled employees.